Hi all, welcome to MSc Technologies. Today class we are going to work on the conditional statements, okay? Conditional operations. Now come to the Python, okay? Still now what we have completed, okay? We have completed the data types. Completely this chapter is completed. Now we are moving into the second chapter, conditional statements, okay? Now we'll see. Initially we have to go through the documentation. That is a note, okay? What is conditional operations? What is the purpose of conditional operations? And how do we do the conditional operations? We'll see now. First thing, what is use of conditional operations? Mean using conditional operations, we can execute a block of code based on condition. Using if and else, we can do conditional operations. Okay, meaning of this, if you want to execute any block of code mean one or many lines of code. But example, I want to execute one line of code based on some condition. If the condition is satisfied, I want to run. Otherwise, I don't want to run. If you have any scenario like that, we can use a if and else statements to do the any operation based on the conditions. Okay. Below are the Python conditional operations. But example, if you want to give any condition, but example, if the salary equals to 500, I want to do some action. If it's greater than 500, I want to do some operations. If you want to do that kind of conditions, right? There are some operators. We have a comparison operators. Okay, what are the comparison operators? Equal, not equal, greater than equal, less than equal. We can use these operators. Along with we have a logical operators and or, and we have one more, that is not also. These are all the logical operators. Next one is a membership operators, in and not in. Okay, this anyway we'll discuss very detailed way. Initially what we need to do, just we have to practice the simple condition. Okay, first we'll do the simple condition. Okay, you can open this file, simple if. Okay, what is the use of simple if? Only if statement only I want to use. Then what is the approach? The if statement allows you to check a condition and execute a block of code if it is true. Okay, this indentation we'll discuss later. First we'll perform the some of the simple conditional statement. But example, we have a age. There is a one variable age. Okay, I want to check the age. Okay, if the age is greater than or equals to 18, I want to do this print operation. Otherwise, I don't want to print. Okay, then how do you give a condition? Mean if age greater than or equals to, this is the comparison operator, then we have to go the 18. That's mean age is equals to 18 or greater than 18. This condition will become a true. Then it will execute a this block of code. Okay, the condition is not true, it doesn't execute a this line of code, that is a 15th. Okay, now we'll see. Okay, you no need to change this file anything. Okay, you have to practice on separate file, that is a this one. Let me remove good thing. You also need to open a separate file to do the practicing and initially how do you perform, let me explain. Okay, but example print. I want to print some content. What is that content? Age is greater than or equal to 80. This is the print statement I have. Now I want to execute it. Okay, if I execute this program, what happened? Let me run and show you. Okay, but before that let me give age also. Now age is 16. Now I'm trying to run this program. I can see the output came as age is greater than or equals to 18, but the actual age is 16, but still it is showing age is greater than or equal to 18. It's invalid. Okay, it is a invalid statement. Actual age is 16, but it is showing 18 or greater than 18. Okay, I don't want to show like this. Okay, if the age is really 18 or greater than 18, then only I want to print this statement. Otherwise I don't want to execute this print statement. This is the requirement. Okay, if you run normal way, what happen? Directly it will run. There is no condition, there is no validation. Okay, but I don't want to execute straight forward like that. Based on the condition only I want to perform this print statement execution. Then what is your approach mean? We have to use a if statement. We have to use a if statement to perform any action based on the condition. If, okay, you know it is normal plain English only. If, okay, what is the mean of if? Is greater than or equals to 18. Okay, then we have to give a colon. This is a syntax for a if statement. First is the if, then space we have to give single space, then condition. Condition you can give anything. The condition become true, then only the block of code will execute. After the condition we have to give the colon. Okay, then what you need to do? Okay, this is very important, you can remember. If you run directly it will fail like this. Now you can see what is the error? Indentation error. Why it is failing? Why it is failing? This is the part you have to understand very clearly from this topic onwards. What is error message? Expected an indented block after if statement on line 4. On line 4 mean, but example, whenever you give a colon, remember this point. Okay, once you give a colon, what is the meaning of this? Mean block. What is the meaning of this? Mean block. Block. Okay, block is started. Block mean that is some portion, some part. Okay, you know already block. Okay, this block is started. Okay, but to identify the block means from where to where. Okay, we have to define, right? How do you define like that? Mean in Python, what you need to do, you have to give the indentation. That is called indentation. That's called indentation. What is indentation mean? 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4. I given 4 spaces, but you are not able to see. Okay, if you want to see what you need to do in Notepad++, first let me explain. This is very important. You have to enable this feature. Otherwise, you cannot see the indentation. What is indentation? Okay, this is very important. Now, this session we are mostly focusing on the indentation. What is indentation? Okay, here we given 4 spaces, right? That's called indentation. What is the purpose of indentation? Mean to create a block. Okay, now first thing what you need to do, you have to enable one feature to see the that spaces in Notepad++. What is the option? Go to view, show symbol, show space and tab. Now clearly you can observe. Now you can see the dots. That means each space it will show as a single dot. Let me increase the font size. Okay, this is not a actual dot, but it's look like that. Okay, that's when you have to identify this is a space. The actual dot will look like this. Now I given C. This is the dot. Okay, you don't think this is a dot like this, but it's appearing like this. This is called space. Okay, space. How much space is there? 4 spaces. One dot means one space. 4 dots mean 4 spaces. Okay, like this you have to specify a block mean at least one line should contain. You can give n number of lines also, no issue. Okay, let me explain one more time. While creating the if block, what is the procedure mean? If space, you can see dot age, then space you can give, then you can give the condition. This completely this condition is greater than or equals to 18. Then you have to give the colon. Once you give the colon, block will start. Then you have to follow the indentation. Okay, if you want to write one more line also, like this you can give here second line in block. Like this n number of lines you have to give, but all the all the lines should be same indentation. That will practice, don't worry. Now let me run this program. Okay, earlier we got indentation error. Now I given a this indentation to avoid the indentation error. Okay, 4 spaces I have given, you can see. Now no error but no output. Okay, why mean? This condition became a false. Actually age is what? 16. 16 is not a greater than 18 or equals to 18. Okay, this condition is not satisfied. That means it's written a false. When the condition is false, it doesn't allow to execute this block of code. That's why it doesn't execute this block. Directly it will come to the ninth line. After sixth line, it doesn't go to the seventh and eighth. Directly it will come to the ninth line. Ninth line we don't have anything to execute or print. That's why it doesn't show anything. Now let me change to 18. Now I have changed the value to 18. Now you can see the output. Age is greater than or equals to 18. And second line in a block. Okay. Now what happened? Let me explain you. If age is greater than, but it is not a greater than, but it is equals to 18. Okay, if you give like this, if it's greater than also it will become true, or equals to it will become a true. That's why it is became a true. It is equals to 18, then it's printing the all these statements. Okay, okay, this is a very simple if. Okay, but here what you need to focus mostly, this indentation. What is indentation? Let me explain one more time. Indentation is a block of code which we can define by using a 4 spaces in a Python. But in the Java, right, how you define a block of code mean? In the Java, what we do? We open a starting of the block, we open in a curly brackets. Okay, ending with the closing curly brackets. Then Java can understand. Okay, if the condition is true, from where to where I have to execute. That Java will get to know based on these brackets. When if the condition is true, whatever code is there inside these brackets, right, it will execute in Java. Okay, but if it is C mean, how it will do? C mean, then the condition, then we give a end also like this. Then C can understand. Okay, whenever this condition true, it will execute till the end. Okay, this is how we handle in a other language. But coming to Python, how we can create a block? Because if you don't create a block, it doesn't know which block of code or which part of the code it has to execute when the condition become a true. Okay, to create a block, what we do? Colon means started. Okay, then we have to follow this indentation. Other languages what happen? For example, Java will open, close. This you can give like this randomly, no issue. However we go, it can understand these lines are belongs to this block. But in Python, you have to clearly you have to specify indentation. Indentation is 4 spaces. Okay, all the block complete block should be same indentation. If you are given the first line 4 spaces, Second line also should be 4 spaces. Now if I don't give the second line in the same indentation, what happen you can see. Again we got a indentation error. An indent does not match any outer indentation level. This means this Python cannot able to understand. But first line block is still 4 lines. It's can able to understand. This eighth line, it will get confusion. Whether it belongs to this block or any other block. Okay. For example, if you give from the starting line, it can understand. Okay. What is the meaning of this? This seventh line only belongs to this if block. This eighth line is normal code only. It's not belongs to any block. It will execute directly. Now also no issue. Okay, you can see. Okay, that's why if you are giving any block, right, it should be 4 spaces. And that is the first thing. And all the lines should be in a block, same indentation. Now I given a 4 lines, right? 4 spaces. Now you can see no issue. And now if I give 3 spaces, what happens? 3 also no issue. If you give 3 spaces per complete block, no issue. See, we are getting output. But why we are giving the 4? 4 is a recommended. Recommended means according to the Python coding standard. If you are going to create any block, recommended indentation is 4 spaces. Okay. If you give 3 also no issue. If you give 2 also no issue. 5 also no issue. 6 also no issue. But complete block should be same indentation. See, I given it 2 also, it is working. Now let me give 1. One also it is working. If I remove 1 also, then it causes a problem because it's difficult to segregate which is part is belongs to if block. Now we got indentation. That's mean at least if you give 1 space, it can able to understand because these 2 lines are different, right? Okay, it can identify these are all the separate block, this if block. Okay, now I given 1 space, you can see it's working. Okay, now what we understood mean block. What is block? Block is a certain block of code. That's mean 1 to many lines. But all the lines should be in the same block. What is the recommended indentation? 4. Indentation means spaces. Okay. 4 spaces is required. Mandatory means at least 1 space is required. 1 space is mandatory. Recommended is 4. Okay. You can give anything also, no issue. 3 or 2, 5 or 6, 7, anything. But all the blocks should be same line. Once you come out from this block, okay, then the block will end. Okay, that's mean this ninth line is not belongs to this if block. Okay, now let me run and show you. Now we got 3 outputs. Okay, inside a block we have 2 print statements. Outside if we have 1 statement. Now if you give age as a 17, now you can clearly observe what will be the output. Now I am asking question you can predict. Now what is the output? And one more question is whether this condition become true or false. Just I am giving some time. You can predict. First is what you have to predict. Condition is true or not. Second is what will be the output. Whether it will print the 3 print statements or only these 2 it will print or only this print statement it will execute. I am running. Just keep answer with you. Now you can see only one print statement executed, that is block end. That's mean this ninth line only it is executed. Why? Let me explain. Now age is 17. If age is greater than, what is the condition? Age should be greater than or equals to 18. But here age is 17. That is not a greater than 18 or equals to 18. Then what happened? This condition become a false. Once the condition became false, what happened? It doesn't allow to execute a this if block. Then where it will come, the execution directly it will come to the after the block. After the block, what is the line? Ninth line. That's why it is printing the this line of code. That's why we are able to see only block end. Okay. Okay. What we understood this class mean? Okay. First we understood what is the use of conditional statements and what are the operators. Next, what is indentation? This is very important. Indentation means adding spaces or tabs at the beginning of line to show code structure. Indentation used to create a block. Block means like this, one or many lines. Okay. Before practicing this, right, what you need to do, you have to enable one option. Okay. Otherwise, what happen? If you disable this option, right, show symbol white space. Sometimes what happen? One line should be in a different indentation, another line may be different indentation. Then you will get the indentation error. Then sometimes if you have hundreds of lines and the view also if it is smaller, right, then it is difficult to find where it is the issue. That's why if you enable this option, view, show symbol, shows space and tab. Okay, then what happened? Just you can see the lines. But example here you can clearly you can see this is 4 spaces, this is 3. That's why it is causing issue. Okay, like that you can correct. Okay, this part you need to do. And sometimes there may be the tab spaces. Tab means 4 lines of code, right? If you give one line in tab, one line in spaces, then also it will cause issue. Okay, if you enable this option, right, you can see and you can correct it. Now you are very clear in the Notepad++. How it will be in a pie chart. For example, you are practicing on pie chart. Okay, let me show you. Okay, here I have given some conditions if statement. If you see in the fourth line, I have given indentation, but you are not able to see whether it is a 4 spaces indentation or 3 spaces, 5 spaces. Okay, it's confuse you. For that, what you need to do, you have to enable an option in the pie chart. So what is that option mean? First you click on these 4 lines, go to settings. Okay, then go to editor. After coming the settings, right, click on the editor. Then inside editor, general is there. Inside general, there is appearance. In this appearance, you can click on this checkbox, select checkbox. Show white spaces. You have to click this checkbox. Then click on OK. Now you can see the 4 spaces here. Okay. Then you can able to clearly identify how much space we have given. Okay. According that, you can able to fix the issues also. This is a very important point. Once you start working on this chapter, you have to enable this feature on the pie chart. Okay, let me show one more time. Click on these 4 lines, then go to settings. Inside setting editor, general, appearance, there is an option. If you uncheck this checkbox, right, you cannot see. If you select the checkbox one, you can able to see. Okay, already I explained how we can enable this option in a Notepad++. Okay, that's all today class. Till this only you have to practice. What you have to understand me, what is the purpose of the if statement. Okay, let me explain. based on the condition, if you want to perform any action or if you want to execute any block of code, we can use a condition. How do we apply conditions? Mean if condition, then colon, we have to follow the indentation. Okay, indentation mean at least one line should be there, or if you can give the n number of lines, but all the lines should be in a same indentation. Once you come out from the indentation, but example in the 9th line, I came out from the indentation. Then what happened? The block will terminate. That means the block will end. Now we have in the 2 lines only in this block. Okay. This is we have to understand why me from today onwards, from this chapter onwards, every chapter we will be working on the indentation for loop, while loops, and functions, classes. Everywhere you go, indentation will come. That's why you should be very clear about the indentation. What is indentation? Using the indentation, we can create a block. How do you create a block? Based on the by using a indentation, you can create a block. Okay, definition also I've given here. Just to go through this, you try to understand the indentation. That's very important. Next class we'll see remaining chapter, if else, okay, elif, comparison operations, logical operations, membership operations. Okay. Hope you are very clear about this one. Next class we'll see remaining. Okay, bye.